Madam Chair, members, House Bill 2169 appropriates $3 million from the State General Fund to the Office of Tourism in fiscal year 2022 to promote dude ranches. With that said, Madam Chair, there's an amendment to this bill.
Yes, you may.
All right, Madam Chair, the two-line amendment in your name reduces this appropriation from $3 million to $900,000, and with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Members, any questions? Mr. Dunn is on Zoom. Can you punch him through?
Yep. Madam Chair and members, thank you for hearing the bill. I've been doing a broadband check from Pine Top, Arizona down here today, and I didn't know whether I was going to be able to meet with you guys today because I wasn't sure about connectivity, but we're in North Phoenix now. But thank you for hearing the bill. Members, I've been before you several times this year with different appropriation asks, and kind of my philosophy that we sunlight different ideas for constituent needs, different things that we need in our districts. And so I have a wide variety of things that I brought before you. This is another one of those that I think has statewide significance as you look at the tourism, things that we manage, whether it's healthcare or tourism and different things. Right now, we're trying to get things back into Arizona, get Arizona back growing again with our economy, and people are trying to get out and about in rural Arizona, flying in there into Phoenix and then spending some money here and then going out to rural Arizona. One of those videos you saw the other day that was on the floor of the House, speaks to the heritage of Arizona. Talks about guys riding on horses and shows you just what you come here for, the Grand Canyon kind of thing. I'm not sure where that video was filmed, but a lot of these videos are filmed at dude ranches. And what this does is try to take what the tourism facility does now as far as come to Arizona and just to add some significance to dude ranches and say, come live and experience Arizona's history. And so with that, we've got a couple speakers that want to tell you in detail how this works, but I appreciate your hearing the bill.
Mr. Dunn, do you want to address the amendment?
Yes, we quite not sure where the $3 million got in there when we started off. I thought it was originally going to be $1 million, so we actually reduced it down to $900,000. We actually have a plan. They'll talk to you about it specifically how this would be spent and the return on investment that they have planned for this for Arizona. So it's one of those things that we started off. Like I said, we started off with $3 million. It was too big a budget to begin with. So realistically, the $900,000, and they can just speak to that.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. I think Ms. Fernandez?
Just real quick, I wanted to know if the dude ranches throughout Arizona, if they qualify for tourism grants. I know that we gave money to tourism in the past, and we're hopefully doing so again. Do they qualify for those grants?
Madam Chair, Ms. Fernandez, I'm not sure. I believe so, but I believe someone from the Dude Ranch Association might be able to speak to that.
Thank you.
And you guys should have had a video on your inbox kind of outlining what they were wanting to do with the money, so that it's not just it's an actual plan.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. I did put that video out to everybody, or Tim did, I should say. Put that video out to all the members this morning.
Wishing to speak for the bill, Kevin DeMenna of the Arizona Dude Ranch Association. Come on up, dude.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and members of the committee. For the record, I am Kevin DeMenna. I'm a partner with DeMenna Public Affairs, and I'm here on behalf of the Arizona Dude Ranch Association. Quickly, it's a privilege to be able to stand here. I didn't know that until this year, but I appreciate the opportunity. I'd like to thank Representative Dunn for working with this trade group. The Dude Ranch industry, such as it is in Arizona, is suffering. I'd like to thank this committee and you, Madam Chairman, for hearing the bill. The staff explanation is pretty straightforward. This started out as $3 million, and it was an idea. We worked with and have a presentation for you. It's in your inboxes. I encourage you to watch this. We funded an analysis by one of Arizona's top advertising and public relations firms, Reister Advertising, of how this money would be deployed. And we learned a great deal. With respect, I'm looking around the room. This is a rural bill. We don't find these guest ranches, well, in Fountain Hills. You travel from Fountain Hills, head to Payson, and we'll put you up at Cherry Creek. Go to Mojave County, Stagecoach Trails. There were at one time around 80 when we checked in the 1940s. We have a map to provide you throughout the state, around 80 of them. What you'll learn in the material that we've sent in this presentation, of the top 10 in America, we now, as a destination, Google measures this, rank just beneath New York. New York. The analysis shows you very quickly, Arizona guest ranch visitors stay 2 times longer than normal tourists. They spend 2.5 times more. This type of legislation, what's the ROI? We would anticipate that a modest investment like this,
30
promoting
seconds.
guest ranches, will lead to as much as a 20%, 1/5 bump in stays. The advertising folks estimate that could be between $25 and $30 million in revenues in these rural communities. There are only a dozen or so of these ranches. We'd like the tourism department to get out there internationally and locally to support these, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Mr. DeMenna? Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Vice Chair,
No one from the Department of Tourism, Madam Chair, here or signed in?
is the Department of Tourism? I didn't see.
Nobody signed
No
in.
one's here.
Just Mrs. DeMenna.
I don't know what you're looking at, but you don't have the same list we
No,
have.
no, I'm just,
or-
I was just
Yeah,
asking, I'm just
okay.
wondering.
Can you move the bill for
I
me?
move House Bill 2169 receive and do pass.
I wanted to ask Mr. DeMenna a question. Did I miss?
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. I didn't see your hand up.
He hasn't moved the bill yet.
Okay, come on in. Quickly,
Thank you for giving us a
we've got
blast.
a lot of work ahead of us today.
Yes, ma'am.
We have floor today too. You may go.
I did not hear
Mr.
the question.
Oh.
Madam Chairwoman, Madam Chairwoman, Mr. DeMenna, how are you today? I wanted to ask you a question, and I asked it of Representative Dunn. Our dude ranches, are they qualified to apply
Oh,
for grants
yes.
through the Office of Tourism?
She did ask
Madam
that.
Chairman, Representative Fernandez, we are checking right now. I can tell you that as a industry, they are applying for everything they can. I'll just say this straight up. We think that we're sort of a stepchild when it comes to the Arizona tourism industry. And with respect, this department, it's so easy to access these images. We've seen them in some material in the
Be
legislature.
quick,
this
Mr.
year.
DeMenna, please.
Yeah.
So with that,
For
the
every
answer is
additional
we're
10
trying
seconds, we
well.
take
Okay.
100,000 off the bill.
Madam Chairwoman?
Yes,
I wanted to ask Mr. DeMenna, I know he's not an expert, with the Office of Tourism, but, it would be really helpful if these dollars were tracked, that we knew that dude ranches brought in this much into our state, that when people came, and went specifically to an area, or, whether it be a dude ranch or a resort or an arts, because they are inundated with individuals and groups and organizations that are trying to access more money. And we understand that. I mean, this time of year, obviously, as we head to the summer and then, coming out of, living in a pandemic. So totally understand, but I wish I had more information on what the Office of Tourism is offering to dude ranches. Thank you so much.
Ms. Fernandez will try to get that information to you.
Thank you,
Mr.
Madam
Vice Chairman.
I
will
move
you
House Bill 2169 receive and do pass recommendation. I move the Cobb Amendment dated 2/8/21 at 3:14 p.m. be adopted.
Members, before you is the Cobb Amendment dated 2/8/21, 3:14 p.m. be adopted. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it so ordered.
I move House Bill 2169 as amended receive and do pass recommendation.
Members, before you is House Bill 2169 as amended, receive a due pass recommendation. Secretary, take the roll, please.
Representative Chavez?
Aye.
Representative Fernandez?
No,
Representative Freeze?
Madam Chair, just briefly,
Yes.
looking for the Office of Tourism anywhere here. I don't see them signed in for, against, or even neutral. Agencies tend to be neutral on bills frequently. I don't see them anywhere. And Representative Fernandez brought up the points of, do they allocate specifically to certain destinations or even track? My information is they do not. Therefore, I'll be voting no.
Representative Hoffman?
Nay.
Representative Kaiser?
Pass.
Representative Lieberman?
Madam Chair, may I explain my
You
vote?
may.
I think we've looked at this before in this committee on other tourism-related things. We way underspend our neighboring states on promoting tourism and dramatically suffer the consequences. Every tourist dollar that comes into the state is jobs for Arizonans. We could be doing much, much better, not just for our dude ranchers, but for everything else. But this is an absolute investment that produces more jobs for Arizonans, and with that, I vote yes.
Representative Nguyen?
Aye.
Representative Nutt?
Explain my vote.
You may.
Ditto, Mr. Lieberman, yes.
Representative Osborne?
Explain my vote.
You may.
Quickly, I'm biased on this. This is a beginning of my family's history. a long, long, long time ago, and it is part of Arizona's history, and it is absolutely part of one of those, 5 C's that we always talk about that is important to our state. Dude ranches, just like, wine tasting, all those other things are tourism and climate, sir. I know you're looking at the climate, which is part of what brings tourism to our state. And with that, I vote aye.
Representative Schubert,
Madam Chair,
You may.
I appreciate that this creates jobs in Arizona, and so I vote aye.
Representative Udall,
No.
Representative Heiser,
No.
Vice Chairman Kavanaugh,
May I explain?
You may.
Thank you. In spite of the fact that Dude Ranch is spelled with a D instead of a C, in spite of the fact that Dude Ranch has received millions and millions of dollars of free publicity with the City Slickers movies, and in spite of the fact that that's true, and in spite of the fact that the lobbyists for the bill actually lobbied me, try to get me off the bill by mentioning that Fountain Hills has no Dude Ranches, I'll still vote aye.
Chairwoman Cobb,
Aye. Members, by your vote of, I think it's 8 ayes, 5 nays, and 0 absent, you have passed House Bill 2169 as amended.